What if the man leading America during its most dangerous moments simply stood by and did nothing? What if at the edge of a national collapse, the president's only strategy was silence? This isn't a hypothetical, it's exactly what happened under President James Buchanan, widely considered the worst president in US history. James Buchanan took office in 1857 with two promises. He would only serve one term, and he would settle the slavery issue once and for all. Incredibly, he only succeeded in the first and the second. It spiraled into the bloodiest conflict in American history. Just 2 days after he was sworn in, the Supreme Court dropped a political bombshell, the Dred Scott decision. This wasn't just a legal ruling, it was a direct blow to the anti-slavery movement. Backed and influenced by Buchanan himself while he was still president-elect, the court declared that African Americans were not and could never be citizens, and that slaves remained property even in free states. Buchanan hoped this would settle the debate over slavery once and for all. He wanted finality, he wanted silence, but he got outrage. When the North pushed back against the decision, Buchanan had no plan B. Instead of seeking unity, he clung to a collapsing idea, popular sovereignty, the belief that new states should vote on whether to allow slavery. But this approach only fanned the flames. The nation was splitting, and the Democratic Party was fracturing. Buchanan did nothing to stop it. As the 1860 election approached, Buchanan received clear warnings. If Abraham Lincoln wins, the southern states will secede. And yet, Buchanan's response was staggeringly weak. He politely asked the South not to secede, and then told them that if they did, he would do nothing to stop them. No force, no resistance, no plan. And that's exactly what happened. After Lincoln won, southern states began to leave the Union one by one. Buchanan was urged to act. Instead, he listened to the voices around him, voices like Jefferson Davis, who would go on to become the president of the Confederacy. Davis and other Southern loyalists in Buchanan's cabinet convinced him that using military force would violate states' rights. Many of these advisors were slave owners themselves. Some even began funneling federal weapons and money down south, actively preparing for war while Buchanan sat in silence. His cabinet didn't just fail him, they worked against him. They spied, sabotaged, and enabled the rise of the Confederacy under his very nose. Buchanan, aware of the growing crisis, still refused to take firm action. His suggestion, a constitutional amendment to protect slavery, in hopes that the South would calm down. He even asked President-elect Lincoln to publicly promise that he wouldn't touch slavery. But Lincoln, who was firmly against its expansion, refused. He knew any such statement would alienate the North, and besides, he didn't believe in lying to gain peace. The South wouldn't believe him anyway. Buchanan was left alone, paralyzed as the country unraveled around him. By the time he left office, 7 states had seceded and the nation was teetering on the edge of war. But Buchanan believed his involvement would only make things worse. So he chose inaction. He counted down the final days of his presidency, unwilling or unable to confront the storm he helped create. James Buchanan's story is more than just a tale of failure. It's a lesson in leadership, responsibility, and the consequences of doing nothing. If you found this story eye-opening, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more deep dives into the untold stories of history. Because sometimes the biggest mistakes are the ones we choose not to make.